The grand finale of the Triple Crown Fireworks and Sparkler. Game 4 of 4 in 2 days. And it's time for the 16 and under Power Pool Championship from Aurora Sports Park in the Metro Denver, Colorado area. And that sets us up for the start of this championship game. The Northwest Blaze have the bats. Molly Nutt will lead off, play center field. Sass and Musin in the top three, who will see the plate here in the top of the first inning. That's how the Northwest Blaze will deploy their bats in this Power Pool Championship game. Flip side, sending it in from the circle, Miranda Hearn for Aces Express. Miranda out of Sugar Land, Texas, 15 years of age, playing in the 16 and under Power Pool Championship game. Miranda has the ball and has the first chance to hold the zero on the board. Defensively for the Aces Express, there you see the layout. Kennedy, Clements, and Carnes in the outfield. Thomas, Romeo Rivera, and Dodson. And Hearn throwing to Nix. So you have the cast members laid out. Here's pitch number 1. Strike 1. Good start for Hearn at 55 miles per hour. This ball is drifted down for a base hit. First runner aboard for the Blaze.
Next up, number 12, Michelle Sass.
Well, Molly Nutt is just going to get a pitch that she can handle. Great crossover, hands nice and still, and just punches his ball the opposite way. It's what you want to do as a slapper. Hit that ball left side. It'll give you a little more time to get down the line, but she gets it over the infield's head, so the Blaze are in business.
Now a bunt, fundamental softball, both ways. The bunt down, the defense applied. Runner moves up, and 1 out. Delilah Dodson playing first base. Involved in that bunt coverage.
Next up, number 3, Kelly Musin.
Michelle Sass successful on the sacrifice bunt. Good execution. Just a few pitches into this game, chance to jump on top early. In our game earlier this evening, the 14 and under Futures Championship, we saw the Athletics of SoCal get 2 runs right out of the box, get their first 2 runners on, and held that lead for 6 innings. And I would imagine in this game, I'll go ahead and I'll wager one out there. I'm going to imagine not tremendous amounts of runs in this game. But these teams are capable of hitting the long ball. Something about, and actually if it's ever humid in Colorado, which it seldom is, this might be as close as it gets to humid. This ball is on the chalk and will roll down the line, and it's going to be called dead, and I think that may send the runner, no, the runner was at 2, so that'll still score. A double ground rule rolling past the home run fence, the temporary fence, and in with a double, Kelly Musin in an RBI.
Well, Musin just drives the ball down the opposite way. And it was like that ball had eyes, dropped right inside the line, and that's all you need. You get a couple of hits that drop in where the defense isn't, and Molly Nutt scores from second base. So the Blaze already on the board here with only 1 out recorded.
I just wagered not a lot of runs tonight, and then the double gets hit and scores the runner. I think we'll sit on that 1 run for a while. I'm just going to stay with it. Something just feels like a low-scoring game tonight. Clouds have rolled in. Air is thicker here in Colorado than usual. And there's some talent on the diamond. Good sticks, good pitching, good defense. And oops, check swing, might be a base hit, and it will. Looks good in the books for Paige Smotherman, the cleanup hitter. Hits it 14 feet for a single.
Number 10, Madison Soper.
Well, this is one of those situations that sometimes the full swing, bunt down the line is really hard for the defense to defend because they're playing back. It looks like you're going to swing away, and the ball just kind of trickles through the infield. So a tough defensive play.
Heads up play by the third baseman, not making that throw and just not making an unnecessary throw. You know, it's a smart play, risking that throw over to third base and allowing that runner to maybe try and take a chance home, whereas you give your defense a chance with runners on second and third to make some big plays.
Madison Soper at bat, 1 out. Teammates on second and third now, and the off-speed gets her way out in front. Kelly Mewson stole, or make it Paige Smotherman stole second on the previous pitch. 46 miles per hour on the slowdown to Soper. Over at third base for Aces Express, in tight is Bailey Thomas, who made that good decision not to throw that ball on the check swing single. Soper with a 2-1 count. There's a good look at Bailey Thomas resetting for defense. This ball will sail foul down the left field line. Soper regrooves the swing, now with a 2-2 count. Saw the third baseman Bailey Thomas over there. She has been working on that braid, that ponytail, for quite some time. But no disrespect to Miranda Hearn, she has too. Full count now on the board with 1 out. Runners on second and third. 1 run already in for the Northwest Blaze. And a ball misses. Bases loaded. Aces Express defense will meet. Dig their heels into this Colorado dirt. Try to leave the scoreboard with just 1 run for Northwest Blaze in the top of the first. It's Julia Smith-Harrington due up now. Julia slated to start in the circle as the pitcher for Northwest Blaze. She can help herself tremendously right now and build a cushion before she ever even has to take the circle. Nicknamed BFG, Big Friendly Giant, Julia Smith-Harrington. Fouls it back, 0-1 count. Julia has committed to Towson University. 16 years of age, a 2016 grad.
Let's see the runners, Thad and Monica tipping off their teammates. Pitch location from second base.
Just trying to play some team softball, just like Coach had said.
Paige Smotherman out there giving location. And that was the right location. This ball trickles through. Smotherman almost to third base will have to retreat. No outs will be made. Ball got underneath and back to the backstop. Kylie Nix had it squirt through the 5-hole. From third base, Kelly Mewson. A lot of times that ball right through the middle of the catcher, hard to read on the angle. I don't think she could see whether or not it got all the way through the umpire until it was too late, and she felt like she wasn't going to get there. Always better with 1 out and a big hitter up, not to take too many chances. Oh, it was a blowout. She lost a shoe. Left shoe popped off.
Probably smart
that will also slow you down.
That will slow you down.
So Mewson has reaffixed the shoe. Big tip off from Paige Smotherman. And this one again to the backstop, and it'll be ball 4. So everybody can just trot their way up. That's a second run on the board on the walk-in. Mewson scores. Smotherman to third. Soper to second. And Smith-Harrington RBI walk. Aces Express, not the way they wanted this one to get out of the gates. Brian Harris, the head coach, along with Haley Harris, no relation.
So looking for her to kind of settle down. Great time to call timeout and just get everyone on the same page, minimize the damage.
Chris Kelly, head coach for Northwest Blaze, getting his runners refocused on the bases loaded 1 out situation. Fouled back on a check swing. Jodeci Afoa-Tuya, the batter. Left field is where she'll start defensively tonight, but her team's already got 2 runs up and still bases loaded and still just 1 out. A 1-1 count on the pitch up at 43 miles per hour. 7th batter to come to the plate already in the top of the first. Last pitch at 52 miles per hour. Moving it around high and low, but not finding the zone. It's just up for a 3-1 count. They'll just walked one in on the previous batter. And a walk prior to that loaded the bases. This would be 3 straight if she can't find the zone here for Miranda Hearn. RBI walk for Jodeci Afoatuya. Never like to see this, obviously. Struggling to find the zone.
Next up, number 4.
Miranda wants to stay with it, getting another visit from her defense, and she's going to stick with it. And for as unfun as that is, if she can find a way to hang up a couple outs and then get a couple more innings behind her and put a better taste in her mouth. Solid pitcher, Miranda Hearn, not off to the start she wanted in the top of the first.
Hearn throws a lot of pitches. She's got a great off speed, but when you're always working from behind, it's hard to really be able to use that pitch.
It's just important for her right now to create a rhythm, a tempo for her team and for her catcher so that they can get on the same page and just kind of flow through from pitch to pitch.
Sam Hensley watches that pitch sail at 54 miles per hour. One and one. Hearn couldn't get the offer from the batter Sam Hensley. Open heart surgery at age 6. Way to work through a few things in your life. And now trouble again on a 31 count. So a leadoff single followed by a sacrifice bunt and then a double single. 3 consecutive walks have led us to Sam Hensley in danger of a 4th walk. That ball is through the legs at first. A run's going to score. A second run is coming to the plate and is in. And the Blaze have opened it up here in the top of the first. 5 runs on the board.
Next up, number 11, Jenna
This
Kelly.
ball just roped hard the opposite way. Goes through Dotson's legs at first base and then just scooches into the outfield. So it's one of those situations when your pitcher's struggling. Unfortunately, the defense gets a little bit out of rhythm and then doesn't make the plays. So it just seems like it's hard to get off the merry-go-round once it starts spinning like that.
Yeah, it's a right time for that point. You got to make the play defensively, but it's always talked about if you throw too many balls and let your defense get on their heels, reactions tend to drop off. Things like that can happen more easily than they might normally against your defense. And now a 2-0 count.
Again, Hearn, she just needs to establish one pitch right now.
Jenna Kelly. There's a well-delivered pitch
There it is.
from Miranda Hearn, 58 miles per hour, picking up some speed. A lot of her off-speed stuff has been missing and missing to various spots. Looks like not controlling that. Good job dialing one through the zone there. Now misses in and down for a 31 count. And for Miranda Hearn, just one of those spots here where she's just reaching for anything now. I'm sure her mind is reeling a little bit. She's trying to find that groove. Found it there. Good pitch. Still able to put the smile on the face. She's gotten it to a full count. Top of the first, Blaze with 5 runs up. There it is. Hearn comes out with a strikeout, getting Jenna Kelly on the offer
Next up,
for the second out.
Kayla Sandala.
But the entire order has made it to the plate here in the top of the first for the Northwest Blaze. Kayla Saldana, second baseman. Strike one. Hearn's pitch misses for a 1-1 count. For as successful as you've both been in the circle over a good number of years where you've proven consistency, you've both been in spots similar to this, I'm sure, where you just couldn't quite get it where you wanted it, and had to really get inside your own head in a good way. What are things a young player really needs to do other than just sort of that deep breath, but are there things you can do with grips or with footwork that are worth making physical changes at this point?
Yeah, a lot of times it's actually more mental than anything, and you get a little bit tight and you get fearful, put the ball through the zone. I think the big thing is just throw the ball right down the middle, because it's still hard to hit. I mean, it's, you know, I think Monica said this the other day, is that, you know, it's me with 8 people behind me, you know, or 1 in front of me and 7 behind me. But, you know, typically you just got to go right at the zone. You can try to make physical adjustments, but a lot of times to me it's more mental than anything.
A walk, and that will put Kayla Saldana on base.
Absolutely. You know, as a defense, sometimes it's difficult when your pitcher's struggling and you want to just make a play for them. So sometimes, you know, if it is down the middle, you know, you give someone to make a great catch in center field, or someone to, you know, make a great double play. You give someone an opportunity. Not the best pitch, but it can help yourself out.
Runner's going to give it a try and will score. Sliding in, Jodeci Afoa-Tuya to the plate with the 6th run of the top of the first.
Also, it's just important for her, and you can see her just struggling with a rhythm, struggling to find a pace of her game to get into her routine. You know, it's good to call timeout as a player to come up and maybe give a high five here and there, but when they're constantly coming up, they're constantly reminding you that you're struggling. Right now, she needs to focus on what she knows she does in practice, focus on what her coaches have taught her, and let it go back to her practice plan.
That pitch dives down through the zone and out at 52 miles per hour. Hearn steps back on, delivering to the 4.0 GPA of Molly Nutt, nicknamed White Lightning, and we're going to see something right here. And there is the White Lightning beating out the ground ball in the infield. Throw back across, diving back in safely is Kayla Saldana. And it's Hensley coming to the plate. And never mind my comment about not many runs tonight.
Molly Nutt with a ton of speed. She hits this ball down left side, which is what sloppers want to do. And even though it's cleanly fielded by the shortstop, with the speed, she just gets down the line. She's legit at 2.6, 2.7 seconds.
Yeah, love that, her running form. She hits the front of the base too. I thought that was very, very good to see. Front of the base, all momentum going forward. Makes you feel a little bit faster.
The steps down, it's right on stride. Second base hit of the first inning for Molly Nutt, the leadoff batter for Northwest Blaze. And this pitch sails to the backstop. Runner will hold up as it hit something solid back there and kicked right back. So Kayla Saldana felt like she couldn't make it. Nutt does move down to second base on that. Michelle Sass bunted her first time up, and let's jump out into the crowd with Amanda.
Well, the Aces Express have already given up 7 runs here in the first inning. The most runs that they've given up in the tournament so far is 6, and that was against the TC Stars. So 7 runs already in the first, and already have broke that record.
Blaze still a chance to get more with runners on second and third, and 2 outs, and a walk issued to Michelle Sass. Might be a change coming now. I know the Express trying to let Hearn get out of this inning, and she won't. She's going to hand the ball off, change it up here.
And then chip away over the 7.
Yeah, if you can just start to hang up some zeros in these upcoming innings and give yourself time to score 1 here, 2 there, 1 here.
Yeah, it gives yourself an opportunity to win a ball game.
Sun getting tough here at Aurora Sports Park as the sun begins its descent behind the Rocky Mountains to the west of us. Be some players battling the sunshine with gloves, especially on the left side of the defense. This ball is going to get in, and plate 2. Throw coming, but won't be in time. Cut off, and with the solid single, 2 more runs are on the board for the Northwest Blaze. It's Kelly Musin, her 2nd and 3rd RBI of the first inning.
You know, a lot of times you want 3 RBIs in a game and you're thinking you've been successful. She's got 3 in the inning. Look at the way she just drives this ball the opposite way. She's going to find the green. That ball just going to loop in. And right now, everything's just going the right way for the Northwest Blaze and for the Aces Express. They're just digging and clawing to try to get out of this first inning.
Paige Smotherman in the box. Paige singled, scored after a stolen base, batting out of that number 4 spot. Remember, Smotherman hit the approximately 14-foot single down the third base line on a check swing, but she is the number 4 batter, and she may show a completely different style of swing, different style of ball in play on this at-bat. For the Northwest Blaze with this lead of 9-0, now as a hitter, you just get to sit back and rock and have a great time up there. 1-2 count. Smotherman measures the pitch, pulls back, and pops up down the third base line. Almost into our camera well. Special prizes available if someone, no line drives in there, but if you pop a ball into the camera well and create a little excitement for the crowd, come up with some kind of prize for that. Michelle's got some M&Ms. We could pass those out. And the booth appreciates that, Michelle. Good job coming through.
All right. I share.
2-2 count after the ball in the dirt at 46 miles per hour. A couple of raindrops falling from a sunny sky. A couple of clouds floating around. This ball now sent to the first base side. Another camera well option, but won't get that far. Caught in foul ground by Caitlin Rivera and the Aces Express. Give up 9 in the top of the first. They've got work to do with the bats. Julia Smith-Harrington in the circle for Northwest Blaze. Walked, which drove in a run and scored later, did Smith-Harrington. With her team up 9-0, she can go right at the zone now and pitch with all kinds of freedom. And there's the defensive alignment tonight for Northwest Blaze. Afoa Tuya in the left, Nutt and Kelly around the outfield. Smotherman, Musin, Saldana, and Hensley, the infield defenders at Sass behind the plate. And the first pitch delivered by the Blaze at 61 miles per hour from Julia Smith-Harrington. She is the BFG nickname, Big Friendly Giant, and she is imposing in the circle. Bunt laid down. Throw a little loose in the glove, but held on to, and the out is recorded.
Next up, number 20, CC Abad.
Goes across.
Natalie Romeo is an out on a bunt try. CC Abad is in the box, and one thing I do like about the bunt try, down 9-0, just going to try to get on and start manufacturing a little bit of a comeback here, but it didn't pay off on the bunt try. Now a pop up to short will be an easy second out.
Yeah, and this is where it's hard for
Number 23.
the Aces Express. You really want to try and scratch something out, get back on the board after putting a 9 spot up against you, top of the first inning. But, you know, Romeo, lots of speed, but that bunt and that leadoff position sometimes can be hard, because if you even just bunt it a little bit hard, it's easier play for the defense. But it's a great effort to think about trying to get on.
Kelly Musin made the catch at shortstop for the second out. Now Miranda Hearn. Interesting, unique fact that Miranda shared with us, likes to hunt and fish. And if you didn't see it there, had burps on command, which my younger son, I'm sure he's enjoying that one. He's probably a big supporter of that hobby. So Hearn would love to do something here to turn her evening around after struggling in that first inning pitching. Here she'll take a pitch out of the zone for a 1-2 count. Brian Harris, coaching third base for Aces Express, heard him say a moment ago, ground balls after that pop-up, and then he mentioned to his hitter, CC Abad, as she came by. She went after a pitch that was up, more toward her neckline. So again, trying to stay disciplined with good at-bats and see how that pans out. They scored 9, why not us? But right now with 2 outs and nobody on, Blaze looking for a complete blowout shutdown first inning to establish clear control in this Power Pool Championship matchup.
Well, I think one of the things you have to do too is you have to, if you're going to have any chance of getting back in the game, you got to work the pitcher, and you got to work her deep in the counts and try to tire her out. And you know, chances are you're going to see more than one pitcher in this game. But you have to just, try to battle and claw your way back into the game.
Exactly. You want to increase the pitcher's pitch count. The more pitches she throws, the better opportunities you have to put a good barrel on the ball.
Good explosive hack by Miranda Ahern. Explosive hips. Was a little out in front. Just got a piece of it to send it back to the fence. And now she sees strike 3 fly by. So after hanging up 9 in the top of the first, the Blaze throw a 0 at their opposition. The Aces Express back to defense, looking for a better go in the top of the second. Strikeout ends the bottom of the first from Julia Smith-Harrington. It's Brooke Wall and whole family, part of GH Pins, live down in the Houston area, so they are down in that hotbed of fast pitch softball where so many good teams are coming out of. Aces Express, one of those very strong teams from deep in the heart of Texas. But in this game, the Northwest Blaze are all that.
And a bag of chips.
There's a theme developing once again. This happens every year on our 4th game of our our back-to-back doubleheaders as our Olympians get hungry.
Must be a softball player thing.
Yeah, yep.
Michelle Smith and Monica Abbott with me in the booth. I'm Thad Anderson. Amanda Scarborough patrolling the bleachers and dugouts.
I see Amanda. She's at the concession stand. Grabbing them, kidding.
Is that a hot dog in her hand?
Bring me one, Amanda.
Madison Soper leads off the top of the second inning. Soper walked and scored, which is a common theme in that first inning. There were 5 walks issued in the first.
Well, we always talk about, successful outings for pitchers, and it's limiting the free passes. Those are the walks and the hit by pitch.
Strikeout, and Amanda's back with us.
I'm here in the first base dugout with some of the players from the Blaze. We have Kelly, Kayla, and Paige. Paige is the one in the middle holding the mascots, right? So tell us, how did you guys get these?
We went to Petco. This tradition started tournament is, I don't know, there's a lot of time off, and we wanted to get something for a mascot. And we were like, oh, we want fish, because they are the same color as us.
And what's going on with the turtle in the middle?
That's our coach. He resembles Chris. Kind of looks like him. We just all swim around him.
There you go. There's Chris. Chris is a little turtle. We get a fish for every player on the team, and we name them all.
I have a really important question. How did the goldfish travel in the car?
We weren't there for that. The parents did that.
Put it in the middle of the console. He's like, it fit perfectly. Didn't spill out.
Okay, this just really caught my attention. I love these little guys, and I love Chris, the turtle, in the middle, just kind of hanging out. So, orange goldfish for the Orange Blaze, yeah.
And the rally fish pay off as the Blaze, after piecing together a bunch of runs in the first, they just go yard for one here. It's the big friendly giant, Julia Smith-Harrington. Home run and 10-0 Northwest Blaze.
Well, Julia Smith-Harrington's having herself a game already, and it's just the top of the second inning. Walked and scored in the first, and then goes yard on this one. A pitch up in the zone, and look at the way she just gets underneath of it, drives it. Pitch a little bit sweet, middle out, but she drives it right over the center field fence. Nice effort in the outfield, but they just run out of room.
What had a chance to shape up as a clean inning after a leadoff strikeout now has taken the next step with a run on the board on the very next batter. Aces Express send that ball back in.
Next up, number 15, Jordesi Afoa Tuya.
Jodeci Afoa Tuya. Not able to check her swing, strike one. Good pitch mix here to get 2 strikes quickly up on Afoa Tuya.
Another check swing there. So fooled by the off-speed pitch. Works out in the favor of Shelby Achille.
Shelby came in the first inning to get the Aces Express out of that Quagmire just missed with a potential strikeout pitch there. 1-2 the count. Shelby Chili pitching for Aces Express. Wanted us to make sure we said happy birthday Amy. Sending along the greetings, and she'll get a strikeout. That's a little icing on that happy birthday cake. So 2 down now after the strikeout. Couple strikeouts around a home run. Hey, don't throw a no Twitter during tonight's game. Use hashtag TC Sports. Fans are tweeting from the bleachers. We're tweeting from the booth. You can get involved and get in the game using hashtag TC Sports. And a frequent tweeter herself, Amanda Scarborough.
You know what, Thad? That Julia Smith-Harrington home run was the 7th home run hit today by the Blaze. They hit 4 in an earlier game and then 2 in the other game. Remember, this is their 3rd game of the day, so 7 home runs total for them.
They are enjoying the Colorado air and the fact they can hit. It's not a fluke when you get that many. It doesn't hurt to be hitting them here.
Altitude here, the Colorado air is a little bit thinner.
I met with the
They like to
Blaze
say.
earlier today and spent some time as they gave us information after that semifinal win that put them in this championship game, and just another very endearing, very enjoyable team. They told me about the fish. I said, you should bring those. And I'm glad to see that they loaded up the fish bowl and brought those along. And they were like that the whole time. They were excited about the TV game. They had complete respect for the process and that they, that they weren't taking it lightly, and they could have been smiling bigger and having more of a good time with it. And that's a great sign with a young player to have that kind of embrace of the opportunity. Ball bounces from short to second, but will end up with on base for Sam Hensley.
And the struggles continue for Hearn. At shortstop now, that ball just goes off of her leg, it looks like. Worried about the runner, takes her eye off the ball. So important, you have to see that ball in glove. We just talk ball in glove, center it up into a good throwing position.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen with this field today, the ground seems to be a little bit harder. The ball's taking a little bit more bounces off of them. Be good for these girls to come through those pitches, not sit back and take away those extra hops and allowing the ball to play funny.
Jenna Kelly batting with 2 outs and an 0-2 count. Enjoys racquetball, or snowmobiling. He hopes to pursue a career in accounting somewhere down the line, but just 16 years old right now, just hoping to enjoy some time in Colorado for the time being. One, two outs. Ball lifted toward left and handled out in left field. So 1 run added on here in the second on the big blast from Julia Smith-Harrington. It's 10-0 Northwest Blaze to the bottom of the second.
Good point.
That's what folks in Colorado say. Dodson takes a pitch, has a ball up. Delilah. First base is the position, and hitting is also a big part of her game. Here she drives one towards short, picked up with a pile of dirt to go along with the ball. Way to stay down below it and scoop it out. And the out made, and Amanda Scarborough is with us again.
I talked to Julia Smith-Harrington in between innings after, she hit the home run. And I asked her, what she was doing in the circle to be so effective. And she said, I'm actually just going at them with my fastball to get ahead and then maybe a movement pitch later. But I've just been so impressed with the way that her team batted for 30, 40 minutes. And then she was able to go right out there and get quick outs so that her team can get back into the dugout. Just a true leader out in the circle right now.
Kelly Newsom made that dirt and ball play at shortstop, and now a chance for third base defense. And again, the Blaze just looking sharp, getting everything they can get. Paige Smotherman on the play. This side, here's a look at that play by Smotherman.
Smotherman just does a good job of moving across the infield, centering up the ball, getting into that 5-6 hole. And when his third baseman can cut off the 5-6 hole, it makes the job a lot easier on the shortstop.
That short trigger on the throw got it straight up the ear and threw a dart across the diamond. Plenty of time on the out. Aces Express about to be the victims of a quick inning, which is not what they want when they're on offense. Caitlin Rivera will attempt to extend this with 2 down. And if Caitlin can't reach, that means it would be 6 batters in 2 innings, 3 up, 3 down each time. Meanwhile, the Blaze almost fully through their order twice in 2 innings. And it's another clean 3 up, 3 away. Left side defense getting it done. Rivera grounds out, and the Northwest Blaze with a big 10-0 advantage at the Sparkler Fireworks Power Pool Championship. Batting in the bottom spot in the order.
From the Blaze, number 6, Kayla
11th
Saldana.
spot for the Blaze. And with this at bat, they will complete their 2nd full cycle through the batting order here as we start the top of the 3rd inning. 22nd batter to come to the plate. And so far, just 6 outs recorded by the Aces Express. Not the numbers you're looking for.
No.
Absolutely not. But you know what they say, it's not over till it's over.
No.
So,
But obviously the minimum is 21 batters in a game, and they're at 22, and it's the top of the 3rd, so you could tell there's been some toe stubbings along the way. But, you know, it's like you said, Monica, it's not over till it's over. But I think more importantly, now that the damage is done, the offense for the Aces Express needs to figure out a way to get on the board.
absolutely.
Great pitch.
And the
for the
defense.
strength.
And the defense, it's time for them to create some momentum going into offense. You know, a couple big outs can make a big difference. Taking that defensive momentum into their offense.
With a 1-2 count, nobody out. Fouled back. Pitch before that, 46 miles per hour, and standing right there by the radar gun, Amanda Scarborough.
Well, you know, this is really what college coaches want to see. They want to see players be able to work through adversity. And there's college coaches everywhere here. You can't walk anywhere without running into one. Of all D1, D2, JUCOs, you name it, they're going to be here. So this is exactly what a college coach wants to see out of a player. How do you respond to come back from adversity? Because not everything is going to be perfect and glamorous, even when you get to the college level.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even when there's tough moments, there's always one thing that you can control, and it's your attitude. And sometimes that's the biggest difference.
That ball is fisted to third base and will end up as an on-base error down at third on a 2-strike pitch. Good pitch, got in on the handle, but for the Blaze, it's Saldana reaching.
Now batting number 14.
See the way this ball's just going to get in and up on the heel of the glove. Just enough of a bobble allows the runner to make it down to first base.
Bailey Thomas gonna have to get right back at it. She is in tight on the batter. Will play this bunt and make a good throw. Nice job by Bailey bouncing back off that error. You could tell in her face she was not happy with the error, but she got right back to business, and that's, again, just like we talked about. It's what you got to do.
Well, go ahead. Well, she gets Molly Nutt, and that's the most important thing. That's an impressive play. You make an error, and then you come right back, because Molly, quickest runner on the team for the Blaze. So that's a great comeback.
Yeah, Molly, nicknamed White Lightning. We saw her leg it down the line earlier. No chance for the defense with her speed. So there it's straight up and a strong throw from Bailey Thomas to take care of that speedster Molly Nutt. Now on the number 2 batter here, Michelle Sass, who her first time up as the second batter in the top of the first, sacrificed and moved Nutt along to second, thinking they were going to try to manufacture one. They wound up with 9 in that inning. As a coach, a lot of times later on in that inning, you're going, oh, why'd I sacrifice? I gave an out away. We should have just kept steaming along. Well, with what you're talking about with an approach to this game, I would imagine from a coaching standpoint here, I would be pretty surprised if the phrase or the words strung together, ball down the left field line, sliding catch, nice play out in left, and that's a good out. Nice job of taking care of an out when you have an opportunity to do it. Kara Kennedy.
Good angle. Love how she keeps her glove tucked, sticks it out at the last moment, and dives through to make that catch. Great hustle play. Good job, Kara.
Lives by the motto, give it all you got, and did it. You know, and also said the best thing her coaches have taught her is to keep a good attitude and give your best effort. So just what we're just talking about, Kara on cue makes that play. I was saying right before that ball batted, is I would be I'll almost go 100% sure that what's been talked about in the dugout for the Aces Express is we got to put away the first inning especially, but the first couple innings. From here on, let's just see if we can play even or winning ball the rest of the innings. If we lose by 7 or 8 here, so be it. Let's see if we can win the last half of this game, the last 3-4 innings of this game, just to go out with a good taste. These teams have a bunch more tournament to play. Tonight wraps up the power pools, but then they go back into more tournament play starting tomorrow. So they've got to clear their heads and move on, the Aces Express. And here they'll get off the hook for the first time with not any runs allowed in an inning, 0 on the board, and Aces Express coming back to try to score their first run in the bottom of the third. On cue, Michelle always right there with words and lyrics and animal noises, whatever we need out there.
Team player.
Mulcahy starts off with a 60-mile-per-hour ball to Bailey Thomas. There's a strike. Our batter Bailey Thomas. Hobby sleeping.
Like it.
I like that hobby.
Maybe she should throw a party tonight for all of her fellow enthusiasts. It's been a busy couple of days. Michelle Smith, Monica Abbott, thank you again for your time with us in Colorado, and Amanda Scarborough also wherever she might be in the throng of humans and softball fans. It's been great having you once again. We've done it for a few years now, Michelle for a bunch of years,
yep.
and just never ceases to be fun. There is a strikeout pitch. Again, a string pull at 46 miles per hour.
Well, look at the way this pitch is spinning in the opposite direction it's moving. It just befuddles hitters, and that's one of the best parts of throwing flip change-ups is they spin in the opposite direction they move, so it plays with the depth perception of the hitter, and it's very hard to time.
Mariah Mulcahy throws strike 1 to the 8th batter of the game, Taylor Carnes for Aces Express. For Mariah Mulcahy, our pitcher in this inning, has made her commitment to Idaho State from St. Helens, Oregon. So heading a little ways east, but staying up on that northern band of the country. One count on the pitch high. Taylor Carnes, partial to Texas A&M, her favorite team. Not a bad school to root for. A lot of good things happening in College Station.
Joe Evans, head coach there.
Sure, Amanda Scarborough would agree.
Yep. Alum.
Softball and baseball and football. And
yep.
We got the machine cranking.
Joining the SEC.
You guys
recently.
are right. I totally agree. I mean, I'm not gonna
you can't let that
say
go.
otherwise.
Strike delivered to make it a full count now with 1 out to Taylor Carnes, the right fielder, to start this game for Aces Express. Forces the swing on a 3-2 pitch and gets the ground ball, and the oh, do I do it? I think I do it. The combined perfect game continues.
Oh, you're that person, Dad. You're that person. You
should,
wait. You gotta
Monica,
wait.
I wish we had a booth cam here.
God.
Oh, the booth cam would have been great. Well, it's not the same pitcher.
You did it.
It's not the same pitcher.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
The booth cam to see your reaction would have been great.
The change just turns into a combined.
Still, yeah, well,
Still
like we
counts.
talked about it, if Aces Express are thinking about what they can do right now to try to win the second half of the game, if you have many goals within a game, the Blaze now just really looking to assert the continued pitching and defense and keep doing what they're doing. Maybe less worried about their offense now, but just worried about playing very sharp, very tight defense, throwing great pitches, and that's what they're doing. They're continuing on as if the score was 0-0.
Yeah, even in offensive situations, they're bunting, they're moving runners, and probably executing, working on stuff for future games.
Strike, and again, slowing it down to 51, 1-2 the count.
Here she is again with that. Just drops right in there. So pretty, stays over the top of that pitch.
That's
Great
fun to
follow
watch.
through. Yeah, just see the top part of her hand come through.
Madison
Excellent
Clements
work.
just barely getting a piece of that pitch to stay alive. Talking a moment ago about the fun we've had this week in Colorado, and Michelle and Amanda will be with me in Georgia here in 2 weeks, out in Cumming, Georgia for the TC USA Nationals. A giant gathering of the top-ranked clubs from across the country, and a couple of games televised on CBS Sports Network on July 17th. in the late afternoon, early evening Eastern time. So be with us again on July 17th for more of the top club teams from around the country. 18 and under teams will be featured in that TCUSA Nationals semifinals and championship. Ball lifted to center field and right on the dot. Out recorded by Molly Nutt. Another clean inning for the Northwest Blaze. They hold that 10-0 lead into the fourth.
Just work my pitching. I have to work both evenly.
Well, thank you very much. Awesome job.
Thank you.
Fair ball right down the line, handled and stepped on. Delilah Dodson with a giant chalk line on the number 1 on her back and all over the pants too. Delilah doing whatever it takes to make that out.
Wasn't pretty, but it gets the job done. Great stretch out on making that play. But, you know, she has a great sense of humor, and that's what you got to love about that play. She kind of laughs it off and is like, I didn't expect that to happen.
Spitting out some dirt and chalk right there and wearing half the field on her, and the out is recorded. And that's what they need. The Aces Express just need outs. Don't care how you get them. Good work by Dodson. Our 3-umpire crew right on top of that. You saw behind first base Scott Cochran from Arvada, Colorado, 15-year umpire, ready to make the call, and a good fair call by our plate umpire Brett Higgins from Syracuse, Utah, 13-year umpire. Brett right on top of that. Looked like the ball was right over the line as Dodson made her move to the ball. Over at third base, Rachel Palmer is the umpire. There you see Scott Cochran handling his side of the diamond at first, and across the way, Rachel Palmer, third base umpire from North Mankato, Minnesota, 24-year umpire, and Stephanie Klavitter, who runs the Sparkler tournament here for Triple Crown Sports, the one that runs across town in the Westminster area. There's a strikeout, good pitch, and a nice start to this inning for the Aces Express. Shelby Achille off to a good start. So Stephanie Klavitter, who runs that Sparkler tournament, but pitched at Minnesota and played some pro ball. And Stephanie, all the way back when she was a 12-year-old pitcher, Rachel Palmer, who is our third base umpire today. Rachel's very first plate game as an umpire was with Stephanie pitching as a 12-year-old. So 24 years later, Rachel Palmer is still out there, and so is Stephanie Klavitter. And there's Rachel from North Mankato, Minnesota. And takes her memories all the way back to 12-year-old Stephanie Klavitter. Julia Smith-Harrington, well, she had to hustle from that Amanda Scarborough interview.
Yeah.
Talking about her home run and how she compartmentalizes. Talk about compartmentalizing your pitching, your hitting, and also your on-air interviewing. And now she's in the box. Crouch stance. Hits it solidly to shortstop, but this time around, the Aces Express defense is airtight. Good work by Aces Express for 3 quick outs, and they will get back to the bats after that throw across from the Natalie Romeo shortstop position. Northwest Blaze through 3 innings. Just a couple of strikeouts in those 9 up, 9 down numbers. So it's not been the strikeout that's been the key. It's been well-placed pitches and good defense behind the pitching, and the Blaze holding that shutout on the board into the fourth. Breeze picking up, almost blew over my popcorn. We're gonna have to anchor this thing down.
With the Snickers.
We have 38 pounds of snacks in the broadcast trailer now, our thanks to City of Aurora Parks crew, who did a great job with all the setup for the tournament and continue to do good work on these fields as all these games get played, and now taking some time to throw snacks to the zoo animals in here.
That's us.
Exactly. Kara Kennedy, left side, steps through that pitch for a strike. Kara, left fielder in the defensive alignment today.
Yeah, she made a nice catch earlier in left field. Just gonna try and work the count here.
Stepping back in with confidence and poise for the next pitch delivery. Strike 3 on the effort there, and the ball down in the dirt, picked up and tagged out. A little confusion at the plate by Kennedy, but she is tagged out on the third strike in the dirt.
What a great job by the catcher behind home plate. You'll notice Sass, she touches the ground with her glove on that pitch, just signaling to the pitcher, put this ball down low, hit it in the ground. inducing that strike 3 check swing.
So with that one out up on the board, now an 0-1 count. Natalie Romeo finally gets her second chance to hit. The leadoff batter grounded out in the bottom of the first as the first batter to come to the plate for the Aces Express when they were already down 9-0. And now in the top of the fourth, back at the plate. Breeze picking back up here at Aurora Sports Park. Clouds drifting around, been a beautiful night. There it is, the first base hit of this contest. First runner on base of any sort for Aces Express. Natalie Romeo sticks the bat out, pokes it through the middle of the infield for a single.
Good effort by Natalie Romeo, just short to the ball, uses that crossover step, excellent timing. Great battle to get the first hit of the game for the Aces.
And now their next mission will be to get her around and get that first run on the board. Start to work that bad taste out of their mouth. CC Abad is in and hitting. Hello to Taylor Hoagland. Happy birthday, Amy. And I love my mom were the three things that CC had to have worked in tonight. So there you go. Chops it to third, played to second. And that's how you erase the first base hit of the game. Back to a minimum number of batters faced in this game on the double play turn, 5 to 4 to 3. And the Blaze again in and out quickly on defense. Trees bending just a bit. The clouds cruising by tonight on a great night. The base of the Rocky Mountains. Jodeci Afoatuya. Who tonight walked and struck out, walked back in the first inning and scored. Also drove in a run with her walk. Part of that big 9-run outburst. Fouls this one between her legs and away to the third base side. So we're sitting on 10-0 in the fifth inning. And it was 9 runs in that first inning. We talked about the need to just hang up zeros. The home run from Julia Smith-Harrington, the only other blemish coming back in the second inning. But after that 9-run explosion, Aces Express, if nothing else, hopefully they can get out of here tonight feeling confident enough that they played some solid innings and they go into tomorrow's tournament play without feeling like they completely lost their wheels.
Well, that's one thing about youth sports and youth softball in general is that you have to learn how to close the door. When those big innings start to pile up, those runners start to pile up, therefore the runs start to pile up on the board, yet you have to figure out a way to close the door. And that first inning, like you said, Thad, you take it out of the game and it's it's close. It's a 1-0 game.
And you've both, as Amanda, lived it with the pitcher's experience, and it's so magnified. Obviously tonight you saw the struggles with the walks in the first inning, but let's spread that around. Obviously tonight we've seen a lot of errors and misplays by the defense. Aces Express much better than this, just both pitching and defense not able to get the job done right out of the gates, and it really did tilt this game the wrong direction quickly. There you see some solid defense and a good chance for Bailey Thomas to feel good about making a clean, smooth play.
Batting number 17, Shelby Saylor.
Yeah, not to give and you got to appreciate the Aces Express too. They did play 3 games today and have been working hard, and they got themselves here. Just kind of looks like they may have run out of a little bit of steam, but they're battling back. Their defense is picked up,
and I think it was nerves that first inning. I think
absolutely
circled. Just couldn't find the strike zone. She looked a little nervous and tentative in the circle, and when that happens, it's always tough to pitch.
Fresh into the batting order and fresh onto the bases, Shelby Saylors, the 17-year-old from Rainier, Oregon, connects on a solid single out over second base.
Next up, number 16.
Pitch that's up in the zone and outside. She just waits on it and drives it the opposite way. Salmon impressed with the Blaze on all aspects of their game. Their pitching has been strong. They've played obviously great defense, and their hitting has been fantastic.
And now TJ Rucker steps in. TJ aspires to be a sports psychiatrist later in life. Gets her first at-bat of the game out of Portland, Oregon. Fouls it back, so Shelby Sailors, who just checked in getting her chance to hit. Two-time high school state champ is Shelby Sailors with her high school team. And now TJ Rucker, back-to-back pinch hitters here, or hitting substitutions off the bench for the Northwest Blaze. We'll see if Rucker can match the effort of Sailors, who really took a good swing and hung up a solid base hit. .53 miles per hour coming in from Shelby Achille. Representing Oregon with the O's, the Blaze, singing and dancing and probably dropping a little fish food in the bowl behind him now and then. Rucker swings through and strikes out for the second out of the top of the fifth.
Pitch, good location right on the inside upper corner.
Shelby Achille, she's done a good job coming in for the Aces when they needed her.
Mariah Mulcahy now into the batter's box, batting in the place of Kayla Saldana. Top of the fifth, it's 10-0 Northwest Blaze. The run rule is 8 runs after 5 innings. Aces Express need this out and then 3 runs to keep it alive. Great hustling effort behind the plate. Ball will tip off the catcher's glove and fall foul, but Aces Express showing no quit behind the plate. That's just what you love seeing, players hopping and hustling and keeping the dirt flying.
Yeah, that was a great effort. Love the way catchers pop up from behind and try to go get that ball quickly. Inspires you as a pitcher, doesn't it, Mike?
Absolutely. When I see my catcher diving out for something, it just really pumps you up. It makes you want to be that much better. You know, pitchers and catchers spend so much time together. So anytime you see that little extra effort,
Kimberly
really
Hernandez has taken over behind the plate. That was Kimberly lunging for that ball back there, and here she catches strike 3 and has a smile on her face as she pops off the diamond. Aces Express hold that 10 where it was. Now they need 3 to keep it alive from Colorado. Just 12 batters have come to the plate through 4 innings of play. And Triple Crown Sports, proud to present the Triple Crown Sparkler and Fireworks, triplecrownsports.com, the web address. Well, the last inning ended on that double play turn. Julia Smith-Harrington at third with a quick pickup and a throw to Paige Smotherman playing second base, who made the pivot. And just more of the show for Northwest Blaze tonight. On the flip side, this is Miranda Hearn in the batter's box. Miranda started off in the circle here and has battled long in this game. I know she's not thrilled with how her night has played out, but Miranda a chance here to hit with the wind whipping around and a chance to get ready for tomorrow. It's another day when the sun comes up. So why not finish it out strong here for Miranda? Her replacement in the circle, Shelby Achille, came in the first inning and was able to get that final out of the first inning to stop the Blaze's 9-run outburst with a pop-up. In the second, third, fourth, and fifth innings, so 12 outs in the next 4 innings that were recorded with Shelby Achille in the circle. 6 of those were strikeouts, so 50% of those outs and just 1 run allowed. Shelby Achille with a very strong pitching performance for Aces Express once she got in and got herself settled in. Other than that 1 home run given up to Smith-Harrington, a dominant performance from Achille. Miranda Hearn is on base. And just the second base runner of the night for Aces Express here in the bottom of the 5th. Dodson blasts it down to third base. Recover. and safe down the line. Delilah Dodson on the error at third.
Good hustle by Dodson down that line, giving herself a chance. She goes just a short bobble on that play. Kind of stabbed at it, didn't quite get underneath the ball. Made a good effort trying to still making out at first, but Dodson was able to leg it out.
Paige Smotherman down at third base. That's the first minor chink we've seen in the armor of the Blaze defense and pitching. And now a couple of runners aboard for Aces Express. They need those two plus one to dodge the run rule here in the bottom of the fifth. Aces Express, Gabby Roderman from Houston, now batting, 15-year-old with her first chance to hit tonight. Hitting for Shelby Achille. Oh, 0-2 pitch misses, make it 1-2 now with nobody out. Gabby Roderman battling with 2 strikes up against her. Gabby lays one slowly down the line, picked up and played. Good throw by third baseman Paige Smotherman on the out. Runners move up to second and third. Over at first base now is Julia Smith-Harrington, who has scored twice, a couple of RBI, the home run, pitched well. It's been a good night for Julia Smith-Harrington. More than a good night. Yeah. Good's not the right word. Gabby Roderman, who just grounded out, told us she served 20 times in a row during a volleyball match, if I'm reading that right.
Wow.
Wow.
That's got to be a record.
It's pretty impressive. That's like a whole game.
I'm sure the other team was just, can we just stop? Caitlin Rivera batting. Chance to drive in a couple of runs. Both of these runs scoring would still leave the run rule in effect. So right now the keep it alive run is at the plate with Caitlin Rivera. Rivera shoots it foul down the third base line, pulling a 56-mile-per-hour pitch.
Another great diving effort by the catcher. You gotta love it. Laying out for those little mishits off the end of the bat. Here she goes, just off the very end of the bat. Great reaction, sees it up. Oh, almost had it. Dang it.
Ball tracked down. The contact with the ground caused the ball to pop out. More great laundry creation. That was Michelle Sass on the diving effort. This ball dropped in right field. One run is in, so the goose egg is broken for Aces Express. Runners on the corners with the Caitlin Rivera single. And not an error by any means on that catcher dive play. Coming in.
It's actually a nice effort.
Falling in.
Right fielder coming in and trying to lay out for that ball.
Jodeci Afoa Tuyo was the right fielder on the play. There you see Jodeci fresh off the grass stains. And I'm going to say there off the diving effort behind the plate from Michelle Sass, not an error by any means, but seems to always happen. You know, you get that close to it out, and then the next pitch, the next opportunity that hitter gets on. So close to keeping the goose egg up. Probably a mini goal for the Blaze to finish us off with a 0, but good work by the Aces Express to keep fighting away. And now with the shutout no longer intact, visit to the circle, Chris Kelly, just to regroup quick and say, hey, let's end it here now. The game resuscitating run is over on first base.
Yeah, and
8-run rule after 5.
Yeah, and this is where it's important for the Blaze. They want to stay sharp. I mean, the last thing you want to do is end a game that you're well ahead in sloppily, and because it doesn't bode well for the remainder of the games that you have in the tournament coming up.
For the Blaze here, this is Bailey Thomas, by the way, for Aces Express at the bat, and for the Blaze pitching in this inning, Shelby Sailors. Shelby singled in the top of the 5th in her first at-bat of the night. And here is trying to close out this Power Pool Championship victory for Northwest Blaze. Led at 9-0 after half an inning, after the top of the first, 10-0 after the top of the second. Here's a ball ripped, and that will send in another run. Good swing, very strong contact, and Bailey Thomas with an RBI single.
This pitch over the white part of the plate just gets peppered right through the infield.
Taylor Carnes, strike 1.
Nice off-speed pitch, 45 miles an hour on that.
45 miles per hour on the pitch, and what do you think her bat speed was on that one? 7? Oops, didn't want that.
It was, oh!
Good job coming back with some fast stuff, 56 miles per hour. Nice pitch sequence from Shelby Sailors. One and one count. Ball is sent to right. And the runners will not advance. Quick throw in. Strong arm from right field. Played in with impressive style. Jodeci Afoa-Tuya on the catch and throw.
Number 4.
Yeah, Afoa-Tuya goes back on that ball, catches it, and then still rifles it into the wind. Impressive arm.
Yeah, nice clean one hop in. Had a runner been coming. Easy ball to tag on. Not a short hop. Kept it low. So now with 2 outs, just 1 out away from a run rule finish for Northwest Blaze, but not over yet. Aces Express. Madison Clements still fighting. And a full-fledged windstorm has broken out, as you might be able to hear. I'm sure you're able to hear through wide open, windy microphones. Clouds floating around and hats blowing off in the crowd. My popcorn's gone. Somewhere in Wyoming now. Sailors pitch on a 3-1 count. Hit down the first base line, and fittingly picking up the last out of the game, Julia Smith-Harrington, who did it all night long and does it right there with the unassisted put out at first base. And the Northwest Blaze 10, Aces Express 2. A couple of runs on the board at the end. Aces Express show a little fight, but tonight's the night for Northwest Blaze, the champions of the Triple Crown Sparkler Fireworks Power Pool Championship bracket. Impressive tonight. 9 in the first, and it was pretty much over from there. From Colorado and Aurora Sports Park, our champions tonight, Northwest Blaze out of Oregon over Texas Aces Express. In decisive fashion, Northwest Blaze 10-2 over Texas Aces Express. Oregon represented nicely tonight in Colorado with a burning sunset over the Rocky Mountains. Another lovely night in the Metro Denver area, thanks to Aurora and the City of Aurora Parks Crews, Aurora Sports Park, for hosting the fireworks side of the Fireworks and Sparkler. And a great venue, fantastic host tonight for our doubleheader of action here on CBS Sports Network. Final score in, a run rule in the last game of our 4 in 4 days. And Monica Abbott, again, our thanks to you for joining us in Colorado. Good luck with everything you've got coming up over the next few weeks. And starting back with Champions Festival on Monday night, and then our couple of games yesterday, a couple of games today, your 2014 takeaways from Sparkler Fireworks.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a great opportunity for these young athletes to get in front of college coaches and really just show off some of their skills, whether it's a curveball or a changeup or a big home run. It's a great opportunity for these kids. And I tell you what, folks, the future of our sport is very bright.
Absolutely. Saw some great things over the course of the last couple of days, and we've seen it even all day long before our broadcast, watching games as we walk by fields, both in talent and in attitude. I love the smiles and the joy that seem to be surrounding these fields. And Michelle, as you return year after year and you watch these faces who come through and these next generations of players spend another block of time here together in Colorado, again, our thanks to you for being here. And I guess I'm curious how you saw the 2014 thing play out.
Well, you know, I think that the athletes are continuing to work hard. I think they know they have a lot on the line as far as opportunities to be recruited by college coaches. This is the premier event in the country. But I think the other thing that's great is that this really is a tournament where teams can get on a roll, head in toward the end of the season, towards national championships. And you see that there's a lot of clubs out here working very hard. They work hard year-round. They raise money to come here. Their parents come here, so it's a destination where it's a lot of softball, but it's a great time to spend some quality time in Colorado. And this year, like every other, I think that the athletes are showing you know, how well they play the sport at the youth level.
Yeah, Michelle Smith and Monica Abbott and Amanda Scarborough, standing just outside our broadcast trailer, did great work out among the crowd tonight. We appreciate Amanda's great work. We look forward to seeing Amanda and Michelle in Georgia in a couple weeks for more Triple Crown softball on CBS Sports Network. For Michelle Smith, Monica Abbott, Amanda Scarborough, and our entire crew, great job production crew, I'm Thad Anderson. The Sparkler Fireworks 16 and Under Power Pool Championship is produced by Triple Crown Sports in association with CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. So long from Triple Crown Sparkler and Fireworks. Tonight's winners, the Blaze over the Texas Aces Express.